Moments ago, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu doubling down in disgust as the International Criminal Court likens his democratic Israel to Hamas mass murders, seeking to arrest him for war crimes along with those terrorists.
Meanwhile, critics pointed out that the ICC ignores human rights abuses from some of the other world genocidal leaders, including China, Iran, and Syria.
Sean Hannity joins us right now. Sean, when this news broke yesterday, it was like, wait, what? So they're indicting Israel and some people in Hamas as well. They're using information from Hamas to indict Netanyahu. And in the meantime, earlier today, we talked to Richard Goldberg, who was in the Trump administration, and apparently Republicans in Congress are going to introduce legislation. So even though we're not part of the ICC, our American financial institutions could actually choke off the cash.
Steve, it is such a time of just not even moral clarity. We're so lacking in moral clarity that the idea that you take a victim of terrorism, like in this case Israel, they lost the equivalent of what would have been 40,000 dead Americans in one day, and it would be similar to after 9/11 saying, oh, we're going to do the same thing to George W. Bush because he dared to fight back after 2,977 Americans were slaughtered on 9/11. Never mind those that died from 9/11 related illnesses. It is so repulsive what they have done here. The worst part is Joe Biden, after Donald Trump removed America from the ICC, went back to him. He has this obsession with these globalist, deals and organizations. He wants another deal with Iran. He wants to get back in the Paris Climate Accords. Paris Climate Accords recognizes India and China as developing nations because we end up paying the bulk of the money in that case. All of these globalist organizations, the WHO that lied to the world about COVID, we should not be a part of. The WEF, we should not be a part of. Frankly, let the UN move to China and let them pay the billions of dollars every year that we're paying. And this is insanity. The world needs moral clarity, and the moral clarity is simple here. There's no ambiguity at all whatsoever. They attacked Israel, the worst terror attack in their history, and they have a right to win their war on terror. Period, end of sentence, and I'll add what Donald Trump says, win it quickly. That's what I would advise the Prime Minister if he'd ever want to listen to me. But I will tell you, they have a right to defend their sovereignty, their borders, their country. I've been in the terror tunnels. I have been in border cities. One city in particular, Sderot, was hit with 10,000 rockets in 10 years. Kids play in underground bunker playgrounds because it only takes 13 seconds for a rocket fired out of Gaza, which you can see with the naked eye from the distance, to land in that city. And these kids can't play outside and get a little vitamin D and have a normal life. That has been their reality going on for decades. And Israel now has a right, after this terror attack, to win their war. What's missing is a United States president that has the moral clarity to support what is right here and support Israel's right to win the war. They have done everything. They say, oh, this is so wrong. Well, simultaneously, they've been working on a deal with the Iranian mullahs. They're offering condolences in the case of the dead Iranian president. Let me be very clear. I don't give a flying atom shit that guy's dead. You know what? The #1 state sponsor of terror. They killed Americans in Iraq. They plot, they plan, they scheme. They funded and planned what Hamas did to Israel. They're helping Hezbollah in the north bomb the living daylights out of Israel. They're funding the Houthi rebels. They're causing nothing but chaos and terror in the region. And, well, the guy's dead. You know what? Good riddance to bad rubbish. That's one dead terrorist. Well, and they say, yeah, death to Israel, death to America, Antifada, by the way, all the stuff that you're hearing on these elite college campuses, Ainsley. I mean, where is our moral clarity? The saddest thing in all of this, to me, is that your President Joe has literally surrendered in the war on terrorism. And the world needs to understand that. That is a message that has emboldened every terror state, every terror organization. It has emboldened our enemies, emboldened the world's worst actors, and it has sent a clear message, unambiguous message, to all of our allies. Don't count on the United States. Look at how he's been trying to, hold back funds for Israel in what I think Democrats called a quid pro quo. Because you're not supposed to have conditions with congressionally appropriated funds. That was a tweet from Joe Biden when they went ahead with that ridiculous impeachment on Ukraine. So for me, this is a sad day. America's role as the leader of liberty and freedom on the world stage has been abdicated by Joe Biden, who has surrendered. Hear me, surrendered in the war against radical Islamic terrorism. And guess what that's going to result in? More terrorism around the world. Never mind the fact his open borders policy has allowed tens of thousands of people from China, Russia, Iran, Syria, Yemen, Egypt, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, and every other stand into this country. Pretty scary time, because I'm going to tell you, we're going to be next. They take out Israel. Let's say God forbid they were ever successful. Do you think they're done? No, it's death to Israel, death to America. And every American needs to understand. Joe Biden should pull out of this ICC immediately. It should be just total, complete condemnation. And while he's at it, pull out of all of these globalist organizations, because all they do is steal our money and use it, for nefarious purposes in most cases. I'm done.
We're less safe as a result.
I'll be more committed.
No, you're good. Sean, the third episode of Outlaws and Lawmen is out tomorrow on Fox Nation. It's been very popular. Tell us what's coming up on this third episode.
Okay, so first of all, I'm very, very humbled. One, I got to work with some amazing, creative, smart people, and look, I love everything about the pioneers, the Old West, outlaws, and the lawmen that bravely would try to restore peace. And we have 4 episodes. Episode 3 drops on Wednesday. And, the guys that I was able to work with on this, they have put together an amazing series. And I'm just honored to be a small part of it. And I'm not sure which one drops. I'm not sure which is either Sunday, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I'm not sure.
Right.
But it drops Wednesday. I'm not sure the order, but we have 4 episodes. This is the third one.
Doing really well on Fox Nation.
All right, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
By the way, it's been #1 since the day it went up on Fox Nation. I'm very honored. Thanks to all of our great Fox and Friends. I love my Fox and Friends friends.
We love you too.
We love you,
Thanks,
Sean.
We love it when you're on. You're always welcome. Thank you so much, Sean. All right, it's all